Welcome to today's show. Today we're going to speak with a father and son about some issues they've encountered. We have a father who abandoned his child at a very young age, and a son who's lived his life dealing with the baggage that his father caused. First off, we'll speak with the son Ronald, and then we're going to move to the father Victor. Now, audience, as soon as we call Ronald out, please be aware that he has many deformities. Please be courteous to Ronald. Ronald, come on out. Ronald, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
So, could you tell myself and the audience why you're so upset with your father?
Well, when I was first created, Victor abandoned me, and I was forced to live on my own in the woods with no knowledge of anything. I suffered day in and day out, and I barely survived at times. I tried to make it on my own, but because of the way he made me, no one accepts me.
I'm so sorry, Ronald. And the audience didn't mean to be mean when you came out. They were just very, very shocked. So, what do you feel that the biggest obstacle that you've had to overcome in your life is?
Well, I think that my appearance is the biggest obstacle that I have to deal with. I mean, as you saw earlier from the audience.
Right. And what are some of these physical appearance traits that you're speaking of?
I'm extremely tall. I have this nasty scar on my forehead. I have gross yellow skin. My complexion is shriveled, and my eyes are always bloodshot. I also have to try and hide my appearance from civilized people. I don't know why Victor made me this way, but I hope he didn't intend for me to suffer like this.
I completely understand where you're coming from, Ronald, and hopefully a little bit later in the show we can get an answer as to why Victor may have done this. But anyway, do you think if we could put the past behind us, would you be willing to accept your father and have a healthy relationship?
Absolutely. In the end, he's my father, and I would do anything for him.
Well, Ronald, here's your chance. Victor, come on out. Victor, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
Good, good. So we just talked with your son.
That thing is not my son, just to be clear.
No, guys, please. Anyway, Victor, why do you not call Ronald your son when you are the reason he is in this world?
Well, let's start with the fact that he killed my entire family. I mean, how can you love something that does that to you?
Yes, I know. And why do you feel that Ronald may have done that?
Well, probably didn't help that, I abandoned him at birth and tried to kill him and stuff.
That might be a good reason.
But still, that thing killed my entire family.
But I am
No!
Victor and Ronald, that is enough. Wait your turn. Victor, I see where you're coming from. But Ronald, I also see where you are coming from. Victor, another thing that Ronald and I discussed is physical appearance. And Ronald doesn't quite understand why he's so ugly and unlike any other human that's alive.
Well, let's start by saying that I didn't mean to create him so ugly. I meant to create this marvelous human being with black flowing hair and pearly white teeth, but I guess everything just started clashing when I mixed dead people parts.
Dead people?
Yeah, what'd you think? I went to the supermarket and bought arms and legs?
Guys, what did I tell you? Please wait your turn. Audience, I think we're going to take a break right now and let the tension in the room die down a little bit. We'll be right back after this short message.
From the wreckage of your silent reverie, you're in the arms of the angels. May
For just 50 cents a day, you can help support our program called the Anti-Abortion Association, build an adoption house for those who want to have an abortion. People who want to have an abortion usually want to due to the fact that they can't support their child. This adoption house will be a place for them to have their baby and give him or her to us so we can find it a proper home. Abortion is inhumane and should be stopped. No one should feel like an abortion.
you are pulled from the silence.
And we're back. We have a father and a son who cannot seem to put the past behind them and solve their issues. These two need to make a serious change in their lives. We will find out now if they can make that change. While we were on break, these two did come to a little bit of their senses. Victor told Ronald that he didn't mean to create him ugly, and Ronald did accept the apology from Victor. Victor, you said that Ronald killed your family?
Yes, I did.
Well, Ronald, why do you think that? Do you think it really helped the situation?
I mean, I guess now that it's done and over with.
You think? Anyways, Victor, do you think you could ever forgive what he did?
Well, it'll definitely be hard, but I think a good start would be an apology from him.
Well, Ronald,
Why do I have to apologize and he doesn't?
I have not got there yet. Are you gonna attempt to make a change in your lives and make your relationship better?
Okay, fine. I guess I'm sorry for killing your entire family, but I think you owe me an apology too.
For what?
I don't know, maybe abandoning me as a newborn?
Fine, I guess I'm sorry too.
You guess? Whatever, I'm out of here.
Good job, Victor. See what you've done? We're gonna take another break and try and get Ronald back on the set. Enjoy these commercials while we're on break.
Ever feel alone or not wanted? Not anymore. Pharmacists come up with a new drug called Zypherin. This is an antidepressant. So if you're ever feeling down or lonely, just take one. See your local physician today.
And we're back. We've convinced Ronald to come out and join us to see if we can put this past behind us. Will these two improve their relationship and start treating each other better, or will everything remain the same? Well, guys, have you come up with a conclusion?
Yes, we have. First off, we started by accepting each other's apologies.
And we're going to begin going to therapy together to strengthen our relationship as father and son.
I'm very glad to hear that you guys are able to put the past behind you, and thank you both very much for joining me on the show today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us. Come on, son.
Well, today, audience, we've seen that the impossible is in fact possible. We saw a father and a son put the past behind them, accept each other's apologies, and move on. I think the major key here is that if you love someone enough, anything's possible, and that communication and apologizing when you're wrong is the key. Thank you guys all for tuning in today, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Well, audience, last time you saw Victor and Ronald, they had some very, very serious issues. But on our show 2 weeks ago, we were able to put these issues behind them. They've been attending therapy together, and from what I've heard, their relationship has really, really improved. Let's bring them out. Come on out, guys.
Hold on, son. There's a dust bunny.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome back, you two.
Thank you. We are very glad to be back together.
Victor, is this true?
Yes, we are excited to share our improved relationship with you.
Well, as you can see, the audience and myself are very, very eager to find out how you have improved this relationship. So, Ronald, will you first start by telling us how your relationship has improved?
Why, yes. My dad and I have finally started doing father-son things together. In fact, last week we played catch in the yard together.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
That was such a good time. We really enjoy ourselves. But yeah, we are definitely learning to use each other's benefits to ourselves. So like when we go to the store, Ronald can get things off the top of the shelf that I can't reach, and he can go to kitten out of the tree when it gets stuck.
And a more practical benefit, Victor here is able to explain my appearance to people, so I'm more socially accepted.
Well, I'm very glad that you two were able to put the past behind you and really build your relationship like the father and son you guys always should have been. I thank you guys both for joining me on the Dr. Phil Show. I hope your relationship only grows and that you become stronger together. That's all we have for today, folks. We'll catch you next time when we meet with a 14-year-old girl named Danielle Broglie and how she made millions from her signature phrase, Cash me outside. How about da? Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.
But still, my whole family is dead, and all it's because of that thing.
But I am.
No,
family.
you are not.
Ronald and Victor, that's enough. Wait your turn. Victor, I see where you're coming from, but I also see where Ronald's coming from. You guys freaking suck.
That was such a good time. I mean, Ronald and I really enjoyed ourselves. And Ronald and I really enjoyed ourselves. And we're learning.